Hi there again, grade 6 class. This is our next video about the work that you have been doing from home, and it is the comprehension exercise, another one. So you remember what I said about the previous comprehension exercise? Whenever we have a comprehension, we read it through first, the text. We can read through our answers, then we can read the text again, and when we answer in full sentences that start with a capital letter and end with a full stop, please. Unless the question specifies otherwise, we always answer in full sentences when we answer comprehension test questions. So let me quickly read through this text with you, and then we can go on to the questions. One day in India, an elephant walked into a hospital. The elephant wasn't ill, and he didn't have anyone to visit. He just wanted to know what a hospital was like. He went straight into a ward full of old ladies. As he went, he waved his trunk from side to side just to be friendly. One old lady had just eaten an orange. The elephant loved oranges. He walked up to the old lady's bedside table and took all the orange peels. Unfortunately, he knocked over a vase of flowers with his trunk. The old lady screamed as the elephant went on down the ward. At that moment, a doctor arrived. The doctor grabbed 2 oranges, and the orange-loving elephant followed the doctor outside. The elephant had escaped from a circus. So, now we look at our questions, and there are 10 plus a little extra unnumbered one. Why did the elephant go to the hospital? So we look at our text, and we can see there, he just wanted to know what a hospital was like. So your answer had to be a full sentence, something in the lines of the elephant wanted to know what a hospital was like. Number 2, which patients were in the first ward he visited? So you might have been able to answer this question using the correct term, geriatric ward. So a geriatric ward is a ward where elderly people are in a hospital. But I don't really expect you to have heard or know that word yet. So you might have just said he went into a ward where there were elderly ladies. But just for future reference, that is called a ward or area for elderly people in the hospital is called a geriatric ward. Then, how was the elephant careless? So he knocked over a vase of flowers. So the elephant knocked over a vase of flowers with his trunk. We can read it here in the text. And we just, again, use a full sentence to answer the question with supporting evidence from the text. How did the old ladies react? The old ladies screamed. Okay, so they react in a frightened way. They react frightenedly by screaming. Why did the old ladies react in this way? Well, we can make the deduction that if somebody screams, and just taking the circumstances into account of an elephant walking into a hospital, they were probably scared or frightened. So if you answered there, they screamed or they reacted in that way because they were frightened or scared, and you used the full sentence, then that would have been a good answer. Who brought the situation under control? When we go back to our text, we read that a doctor arrived and brought the situation under control. Why did the elephant follow the doctor? Because the doctor had 2 oranges in his hands, and the elephant loved oranges. Again, we read it in our text. We can't just make this up. We have to use the text to support our answers. So the doctor was very clever, stupid, careless, or upset. Of course, he was clever. How do you know that the elephant was a friendly one? Well, we have a couple of things from the text that we could use to support our answer. We know that he was friendly because it says he waved his trunk from side to side just to be friendly. We see that he entered the hospital just to know what it was like, not to do any damage or harm, and also the fact that he seemed to like oranges, and he just wanted some oranges. And the fact that he was a circus elephant. So we get lots of indications here from the text that this wasn't a wild, aggressive elephant. Give a suitable heading for the passage. I will have to look at those answers, but any suitable heading would be appropriate. And then give a brief explanation as to how you think the elephant escaped from the circus. And there, once again, you could use your imagination to give me a nice answer in full sentences of how you think the elephant escaped. All right, grade 6 class, that was your comprehension exercise. I hope that helped, that answered your questions. Remember, as with any of the videos, if at the end of them I haven't answered all your questions or you're still unsure about some of the work, please send me a WhatsApp or an email, ask your mom, and then I can answer those questions for you. But I hope you found this helpful.